In this question, we need to find out the value of this expression. And the moment I see this expression, the angles involved are not familiar angles. So let's focus on the first two terms, that is sine 47 degree plus sine 61 degree. To solve the first two terms, we need to apply some formula related to trigonometric functions. Yes? And let's take out minus sign common from these two terms such that I'll be getting sine 11 degree plus sine 25 degree. Now, same formula I can apply for these two as well. So, the idea is to apply formula in first two terms and last two terms. Let's do that. So, here is the given expression. Yes, and the formula which we are talking about is nothing but sine A plus sine B. And we already know that sine A plus sine B is nothing but 2 sine A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. Please remember this formula. Please note down this in your notebook many number of times. So, let's apply the formula over here. So, 2 sine A plus B by 2, that means 47 plus 61 by 2. That gives me what? 108 by 2. That is 54 degrees. Yes? Cos A minus B by 2, that means difference of these two by 2. So, 47 minus 61 by 2, or rather 61 minus 47 by 2, because we know that cos of minus theta is nothing but just cos theta, isn't it? So cos 67 minus 47 by 2, if you solve this, you're going to get a 7 degree. So first two terms are sorted. Let's now talk about these two terms. Let's apply a minus sign over here. Same formula, sine A plus sine B. What is that? 2 sine A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. Yes, so 2 sine A plus B by 2, that means 36 by 2, which is 18 degrees. Cos A minus B by 2, that means 25 minus 11 by 2, that means 14 by 2, that means 7 degree. Yes. Now let's take out 2 cos 7 degree common, such that I'll be left with what? Sine 54 degree minus sine 18 degree. How to solve this now? This part, sine 54 degree minus sine 18 degree. To solve this, we need another formula. And the formula is sine A minus sine B. Sine A minus sine B is nothing but 2 cos A plus B by 2 sine A minus B by 2. Please remember this formula as well. So here I'll be left with what? 2 cos 7 degree. And here I'll be left with what? 2 cos. Sum of these two, 72 degree by 2, that means 36 degree. Yes. And sine difference of 54 and 18 degree, that is 36 degree by 2. That means 18 degree. So I'm left with 2 cos 7 degree, 2 cos 36 degree, sine 18 degree, just like this with a 2 over here. Yes, let's take 2 common. Two 2's on the one side, so that I'll be getting a 4. 4 cos 7 degree, cos 36 degree, sine 18 degree. Now, how to solve this? What I'm gonna do over here is a little manipulation. Please, I need your maximum attention over here. I'm gonna multiply and divide this by cos 18 degree y. I'm gonna multiply and divide this by cos 18 degree, and I'll distribute this 2 over here such that I'll be getting 2 sine 18 degree cos 18 degree. Now, please tell me why I did that. 2 sine 18 degree cos 18 degree reminds me of 2 sine theta cos theta. Isn't it very important formula? 2 sine theta cos theta is nothing but sine 2 theta. Yes. So 2 cos 7 degree, cos 36 degree as it is, and this is nothing but 2 sine 18 degree cos 18 degree will be nothing but sine 36 degree, and there is already a cos 18 degree, isn't it? Now the moment I see sine 36 degree, cos 36 degree and a 2 over here, I'll write it together. Just like this, 2 sine 36 degree cos 36 degree whole upon cos 18 degree. This is what? Again this formula, isn't it? The same important formula. 2 sine theta cos theta is nothing but sine 2 theta. 2 sine 36 degree cos 36 degree is nothing but sine 72 degree. Let's write it over here. cos 7 degree, sine 72 degree whole upon cos 18 degree. Now just observe the angles. This is 72 degree, this is 18 degree. 72 degree and 18 degree. Are you getting my point? 72 and 18, what is that? This is nothing but complementary angles. If you add these two angles, you're gonna get 90 degree. Isn't it? That means this cos 18 can be written as sine 90 minus 18. Isn't it? Cos theta is sine 90 minus theta. Cos 18 is sine 90 minus 18. So sine 90 minus 18. And sine 90 minus 18 is nothing but sine 72 degrees. Isn't it? So we can cancel out these two terms. So I'm just left with cos 7 degree. That gives me option A as the correct answer. In this question, it is given that x is equals to sine 2 degree and y is equals to sine 2 radian. And we need to check whether x is equals to y, x is greater than y, x is less than y, or x equals to 2y. Now, to compare the values of x and y, we first need to convert the argument inside the sign in same unit. I can clearly see this one is in degrees and this one is in radians. So, why not convert this 2 radian into degrees? Okay, for that, we know this relation. Pi radian is equals to what? 180 degrees. That gives me 1 radian is equals to 180 degree by 3.14. That means 180 by 3.14 degrees, and this is approximately, because pi is not equals to 3.14. Pi is approximately equals to 3.14. We are going to guess the approximate value of 1 radian into degrees. Okay, so 1 radian will be what? Approximately equals to 57 degrees if you calculate this. I want you to remember this. 1 radian is approximately equals to 57 degrees. That gives me 2 radian is approximately equals to 114 degrees. And we need to compare sine 2 degree and sine 2 radians. That means 114, approximately 114 degrees. Isn't it? Now, whenever you see such questions, sine 2 degrees, sine 114 degrees, always check the sign of both the ratios, both the trigonometric ratios. By sign, here I mean that you need to check whether it is positive or negative. So here this is x, this is y. So there are chances that one of them is positive and one of them is negative. If this is the thing, that means it will be easier to say that either x is greater than y or y is greater than x, isn't it? So let's check whether sine 2 degree is positive or negative. Sine 2 degree, if I talk about the 4 quadrant, 2 degree lies in first quadrant. That means all the ratios are positive. This gives me sine 2 is positive, x is positive this time. Okay. Let's talk about 114 degrees. 114 degree lies in second quadrant. That gives me again sine positive. So both are positive. We are not this lucky this time. Both are positive. That means we need to do some extra thing over here. What is that extra thing? So 114 degree is positive. So why not convert sine 114 degree in first quadrant? The angle 114 degree in first quadrant. How? So we already know that this is okay, sine 114 degree. We already know sine of supplementary angles are equal. Sine of supplementary angles are equal. That means sine alpha is equals to sine pi minus alpha, 180 degree minus alpha. We already know this. So sine 114 degree will be what? Sine 180 degree minus 114 degrees. Isn't it? So sine 180 minus 114 will be approximately equals to 66 degree. Now this is approximate value and this is also approximate value of sine 2 radian. So now we need to compare sine 2 degree and sine 66 degrees. Isn't it? Both are in first quadrant. It will be much easier for us to compare sine 2 degree and sine 66 degrees. Isn't it? So we'll solve this with the graph. This is the graph. So let's plot the graph over 0 to pi. We can plot the graph from 0 to 90 degree as well. Okay. So we already know the graph will look like this. We have already studied the graph. This is the graph from 0 to pi. At 1, it is going, at pi by 2, it is going to get equals to 1. This is y is equals to sine x I'm talking about. And at pi, it will be 0. And at 0, it will be 0. Okay. So, Sine 2 degree will lie over here, isn't it? This one is 90 degree and sine 66 degree. So 66 degree will be closer to this 90 degree. Isn't it? 60 degree will lie over here. And if we carefully observe this value, which is sine 2 degree, is smaller than sine 66 degree. Isn't it? Because in 0 to pi, sine is increasing. The value of sine increases from 0 to 90 degree, isn't it? So sine 2 degree will be smaller than sine 66 degree, or we can say that sine 2 degree will be smaller than sine 2 radian. So the final answer is nothing but x is less than y. That is option C. Got it? In this question, it is given that x is equals to sine 1 plus cos 1, y is equals to square root of sine 1 plus square root of cos 1, and z is equals to sine 1 minus cos 1. And we need to compare the values of x, y, and z. Okay, so here are the values of x, y, and z. And let's say this is 1, this is 2. Let's now focus on x and y. Let's completely forget about z. If I talk about x, x is having two terms, sine 1, cos 1. And y is having two terms, square root of sine 1 and square root of cos 1. So we need to compare these two values. To compare these two values, we need to know about this. This is 1 radian, isn't it? So we need to convert this 1 radian into degrees this time. And we already discussed this relation that 1 radian is approximately equals to 57 degrees. Please remember this. Please write down this in your notes that 1 radian is approximately equals to 57 degrees. That gives me, we need to find the approximate value of sine 57 degree. Now 57 degree lies in first quadrant, isn't it? And in first quadrant, sine is positive. In fact, cos is also positive, isn't it? And we already know that these two values will be a positive fraction, isn't it? If it is positive, and obviously it will be a fractional value, so sine 1 is something, 0 point something. The value will be somewhere around 0 point something. That is a fractional value. And if I talk about fractional value and its square root, fractional value and its square root, always the square root of that fractional value is bigger. That gives me what? Sine 1 is smaller than square root of sine 1 and cos 1 is smaller than square root of cos 1. If we add these two inequalities, what I'm going to get is sine 1 plus cos 1, that is x, is less than what? Square root of sine 1 plus square root of cos 1, that is x is less than y. Cool. Let's now talk about x and z. Let's forget about y this time because x is simple and z also looks simple, free from square roots. So we have already discussed that sine 1 and cos 1 both are positive fractions. So positive value plus positive value. Let's say positive first value plus positive second value. This is x. Okay. And if I talk about z, positive first value minus positive second value. This is z. So which of these two is smaller? We can clearly see that sum of two positives will be greater. Sum of two positives will be greater than subtraction of those two positives. Isn't it? That means x being greater than z. X being greater than z. This gives me the greatest value among x, y and z is y. And x being greater than z, that means the second greatest value is x and z being the least. So the final answer of this particular question will be y greater than x greater than z. Y greater than x greater than z, option B. In this question, we need to find out the numerical value of this expression where a, b, c does not equals to odd multiple of pi by 2. And if we carefully observe the three terms involved, the first term, second term and third term, all terms are similar except the fact that the angle involved in first term is b and c. In second term is c and a, and in the third term the angles involved are a and b, isn't it? So this looks like a cyclic pattern. This is B minus C, this is C minus A, this is A minus B. So the idea is to put all your effort in term 1 and simplify as much as possible. And based on that result, try to write the result of second term. And similarly, we'll try to write the result of third term. So let's begin with first term, which is this. Now the moment I see sine B minus C, it reminds me of what? The formula sine x minus y, which is sine x cos y minus cos x sine y, isn't it? So let's expand this formula. If we do that, we are going to get sine B cos C minus cos B sine C in the numerator. And in the denominator, I'll be getting cos B cos C, isn't it? So I'll be getting what? If we separate this term first, so I'll be getting cos C will be getting cancelled out, isn't it? Cos C is getting cancelled out, so I'll be left with sine B by cos B. That will give me just tan B. If I talk about cos B sine C divided by cos B cos C, this cos B will get cancelled out, so I'll be left with sine C by cos C. Are you able to see this? Only sine C by cos C, that means tan C. This is our first equation. Now, carefully observe. If the expression says sine B minus C upon cos B cos C, this expression is equivalent to tan B minus tan C, isn't it? And if I talk about the second term of this expression, the expression which is given in the question, sine C minus A whole upon cos C cos A will be equals to tan C minus tan A, isn't it? Let's now talk about the third term. Please tell me, what will be the expression equivalent to this term? This will be tan A minus tan B, third, isn't it? And we need to find the sum of this, this and this, all the three terms, isn't it? And if we add all the three terms, on the right side, on the right hand side, what I'll be getting? Tan B minus tan C plus tan C minus tan A plus tan A minus tan B, isn't it? That means every term is getting cancelled out. If I talk about tan B is getting cancelled out by this, isn't it? If we add these three, tan C is getting cancelled out by this and tan A is getting cancelled out by this. That means if we add three equations, what I'm going to get on the right hand side is a 0. So the final answer of this particular question is clear-cut C, option 0. In this question, we need to find out the number of solution of this equation in the interval 0 close to 2 pi close. And if we carefully observe this, we realize that this is nothing but the product of two expression. And the product of two expression is equals to 0 if and only if the individual expression is equals to 0. That gives me modulus sin x minus 1 is equals to 0 and 5 modulus x minus 1 is equals to 0. Isn't it? That gives me what? Modulus sin x is equals to 1 and modulus sin x is equals to 1 by 5. So we need to find out the solution of this equation and this equation, isn't it? So for that, we need to plot the graph of modulus sin x. And to plot the graph of modulus sin x, we need to plot the graph of y is equals to sin x first. Let's do that. So let's plot the graph of y is equals to sin x in the interval 0 to 2 pi. If we do that, we are going to get a graph just like this. Yes. This is 0 to pi and this will be pi to 2 pi. Okay. But here we are interested in the graph of y is equals to modulus sin x, isn't it? And we already know that modulus sin x is equals to sin x when sin x is greater than 0, isn't it? Sin x is greater than or equals to 0. That means the graph from 0 to pi is sorted. Because in 0 to pi, modulus sin x is nothing but just sin x, isn't it? But wait, modulus sin x is equals to minus sin x when this sin x is less than 0, isn't it? That means from pi to 2 pi, the graph is not the same as this. In fact, the graph will be the mirror image of this about x-axis. Isn't it? If we have graph of fx and if we want to plot the graph of minus fx, we just need to take mirror image of that graph about x-axis. So we just need to take mirror image of this portion of the graph about x-axis. If we do that, our graph will look like this. So the graph of y is equals to modulus sin x will look like this. Now we need to find the solution of number of solution of modulus sin x equals to 1 and 0 to 2 pi. So for that, we need to draw a line at 1. That means we need to draw a line y is equals to 1. Isn't it? So if we draw the line y is equals to 1, what I'm going to get is like this, a line like this, yes. Touching this curve at exactly 2 points. That means the solution of modulus sin x equals to 1 will have exactly 2 solutions. Isn't it? So this equation will have 2 solutions. But wait, we have another equation to solve. That is modulus sin x equals to 1 by 5. So we need to draw y is equals to 1 by 5 line. That is a horizontal line parallel to x-axis. This is the line. Yes. Now this line cuts the graph. Which graph? Y is equals to modulus sin x at how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points. That means this particular equation is having 4 points. Isn't it? So overall if we see how many distinct points are there. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 distinct points. That means 6 solutions of this original equation. So the final answer of this particular question is option D, 6 solutions.